I'm so fucking good. Oh my fuck! You still baited so hard, kid! That's no one would ever do that except for me! Okay, kill.
That was indeed one of the most insane clutches I think I've ever seen indeed, and this actually ended up placing him 11th in the solo cash cup overall. New addition to the channel, I've just added membership options that you can join to if you want to help support me extra. I'm not gonna lie, you don't get a huge amount out of it, but it really helps support me. Enough of the self-promo, let's get straight into the good stuff. So let's look at the first elimination in this pop-off first. He first attempts to go for a shot on a player through the wall and hits a large shot and tries to dip, but notice he accidentally finds this next player. This is not intentional at all. He then instantly trades places with them because they're getting sprayed and manages to place a wall between the two of them, protecting himself. He understands that this opponent is just spraying, and most of the time when players do this, they'll try to jump and just phase in the box. Mongraal notices this and takes advantage of this. As that wall breaks, he hits a large shot onto the opponent, completely eliminating him. Now notice he also places a wall directly after this in case he either missed or didn't hit a shot that was enough damage to ensure that he doesn't get traded back and the opponent doesn't just run through his box. Overall, this play was super clean, super efficient. It's very easy to read players who are just trying to get into your box, take advantage of that and hit big pumps on them. In this next clip, notice his crosshair placement here. He's always scouting for players. He's low on materials, he's looking through his walls, he's looking through the roofs, he's doing anything he can, and as soon as he hears that pump shot, he opens his floor up and finds a player there. Now just to rewind a bit, notice he had a little bit of time left to spare, so at this point he decided to use his ADS to pump to hit more damage. Obviously he was a bit further away, so this also added up to creating more damage with a tighter spread. This is something Mongraal does a lot, and most players do when they have that extra millisecond left. If you're holding an angle and you don't need to instantly fire, ADS pump all the way. Then, while claiming the loot from this last elimination, honestly the next one is just a testament to how good his aim truly is, where he hits an almost max damage shot and picks up the elimination. Sometimes there's no secrets, but having good aim will get you out of a lot of situations, and Mongraal has some of the best. And now this clip right here is what everyone's here to see. The hallmark moment of this day, the ramp reset play. Now the beauty behind this is yes, it was an endgame and doing something mechanical like this is super interesting, but on top of that was that actually the edit selection was perfect. Notice how he edited the ramp on the right hand side, which meant that he would fall down, and from his opponent's perspective, this would force the opponent to shoot because he's not behind something. So it opened him up and made it seem like he was able to be shot, then he hit the quick reset, landed up his crosshair and picked up the big elimination. On its own, just looking at it, it's not that much of a mechanical play, it's quite literally a reset and then a shot. However, in endgame and doing it with a ramp and having the understanding to do this and to bait your opponent out of this in a stressful situation like this where you're already popping off is incredibly impressive.
I'm so fucking good. Oh my fuck! You still baited so hard, kid! That's no one would ever do that except for me! Okay, kill.
The next elimination is nowhere near as flashy as this is just a simple AR spray elimination, but notice the way he drops down to low ground before he gets it. He goes out this right hand wall which gives him a right hand peek when he drops down, so anyone down below will have the disadvantage and he'll have the advantage. Now there wasn't actually anyone down there, but this is a good way when you're looking down at low ground to ensure you have the right hand peek by going out your right hand wall. Because there was a 3-person endgame, him now pushing himself down to low ground meant that the other player was trapped in the middle, meaning the guy from height and him are going to pressure him in the middle, and it ended up being Mongraal that got the elimination because of this. If he'd stayed in mid-ground, he would have been the one that was pressured instead, and eventually probably came third rather than first. Honestly, with the big victory royale moment, there wasn't necessarily a mechanic that made this extremely good, except the fact that he was super aggressive and went for height, took a wall and picked up the elimination. However, notice two critical factors here. He had one build remaining, so to take that final wall, that was his last build that he had, and on top of this, if he stayed in zone for one more tick, he would have been eliminated. So this genuinely could not have been any closer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Peace.